Hello students of grade 8. Hope you're all doing well. I hope you all had a fantastic time with your family during the time of Eid. Happy to see you again. So let's start our learning. The topic for this week is volumes. Okay, volumes is a 3D geometry topic for us, which is for the first time we are dealing in this trimester. Okay, let's first understand what volume is. Okay, now if you take a line, let me say I take a line, right? I ask you what is the measure of this line and what should I call that measure as? You call it as what? Length? Correct? Yes. If it is a one-dimensional shape, when I say a length, it's a one-dimensional shape. I mean, I can draw only one line, right? What happens if I ask you, if I draw a shape like this, right? And what can I call it? Maybe a quadrilateral in general. So what does a quadrilateral have? It has a length and a width, right? And therefore it has area. So it's a two-dimensional shape and it has area. Then, if I draw a shape like this, that is two-dimensional, right? But no, if I extend this, and this becomes a three-dimensional shape. You can call this as a cube or a cuboid. Now, a length is a measurement of a one-dimensional shape or a one-sided shape. I call it a length, right? And for a two-dimensional shape, right, I can write here one-dimensional or 1D in short, right? This is 2D, and now here we are talking about 3D. What does this 3D shapes have? Is it length? It's area? No, I can't call this as area. What should I say? I should say that this particular shape has a volume, right? So what is volume exactly? I can tell you in simple words. Now, how much air is present inside this box? I can call this a box, right? What is the capacity of this box? All right. The capacity of this box is called its volume. All right. Now, let me take one more example. You know, a glass. Take a glass, right? How does a glass look like? Like this. So, now, how much water can you fill in this glass, right? So I can put water into this glass. Yes. How much water can I put into this glass? The amount of water that I can put into this glass will be called its volume. It is that simple. So volume is a capacity to hold something, right? So what is the definition of volume? I'll write here. Volume means the capacity to hold something, right? Now, how much water can you hold in this glass will be its volume, right? How much air is there in this box is its volume, or how much whatever, you can put anything, right? So you can talk about volume as capacity to hold something, right? So that's volume for your understanding. Now, because you understood the meaning of volume, let us go into the mathematical part of finding the volume of shapes. And what is the shape that you're going to learn today? And before that, I would advise you to go through the links that are available under this video in the description. That will help you to have a revision of the learning that you did in your previous class. Before you need to find the volume of shapes, you need to know what are the areas of the shapes, and that revision you can do it through the links that are available in the description. Okay, so if I ask you what is the area of a rectangle, right? Area of a rectangle. Done. How does a rectangle look like? What does it have, right? It has a length and it has a width or a breadth, whatever. Now, area of a rectangle is given by L times W. Easy. because it is multiplied to the length is multiplied to the width to get the area. Done. Now if I draw a similar shape but in 3D, done, whose face is a rectangle, but if this has to be a 3D shape, I should create a cuboid. Done. Now this looks like a box to you, right? But see how many rectangles you can see here. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6. So totally 6 rectangles are there as its faces. So now what we need to do is we need to understand how does the concept of volume comes up in mathematical form, right? We already know that we multiply the length to the width to get the area. Now the question is, what else is there in a 3D shape? A 2D shape has a length and a width. It has 2 dimensions. One is length, one is width. That is why it is called as 2-dimensional. Why is this cuboid called as a 3-dimensional then? Do I have a length here? Yes, of course I have a length. Do I have a width? Yes, of course I have a width. Now what extra do I have here is the height, right? So I'll call this as height. So this is L, W and H, where L is the length, W is the width and H is the height. So volume of a cuboid is given by what is the base shape, or what is the basic shape from which cuboid is constructed. It is a rectangle. What is the area of a rectangle? L times W. So can I write L times W here? Yes. Now what else does this particular shape, a 3D shape, have when it is compared to a 2D shape? It has a height extra, right? And because of the height it becomes a 3D shape, right? So now if I want the volume, it is the same. L times W will give me the area times H will give me the volume. So what is the formula for the cuboid? That equals to LWH, which is length times width times height. Easy? It's very easy. Now if I draw a square, the area of a square is given by side times side. Okay, there is no L and B here, it's side times side because all the sides are equal. Now how do you get the volume of a cube? Why am I calling it a cube, and why did I call this a cuboid? Because cuboid, the face is a rectangle. In a cube, the face is a square. Now I should construct a cube here. If you observe carefully, in this particular 3D shape, all the sides are equal. All the sides are equal. Let us compare the same case to the cuboid case, right? Here you have a length, here you have a side, here you have a width, here you have a side, and here you have a height, but here again I should call this as S side. So how will I get the volume of a cube? Which is again very easy. For a length I have a side times, for a width also I have a side times, for a height also I have a side. So how would I get the volume of a cube? It is side cube. It's very easy. It's very easy. It's easier than you think it is, right? Now let's go ahead to find out the volume of a cylinder, which is our actual concept which you need to learn in your grade 8, right? So let's start analyzing what a cylinder is. So now let's understand how does the volume of a cylinder can be derived. Before that, we need to understand what a cylinder looks like and what is the base shape for a cylinder or the face of a cylinder, right? For a cuboid, it is a rectangle, and for a cube, it is a square. For a cylinder, the face of the shape is a circle, right? So before I take you to the shape of a cylinder, you need to understand that you need to know the area of a circle. Again, why I asked you to go through the videos that I have mentioned in the description is this. If you don't know the shape of a 2D shape, you can't find the volume of the 3D shape, of the respective 3D shape. So for a circle, the formula of area of a circle is given by pi r power 2 or pi r square. Again, you get it out. What is pi, right? I'll mention that also. The value of pi is 22/7, right? You can use this value in your calculations. The value of pi is 22/7. I will definitely make another video, or I'll also give the link of the description in the description about what the value of pi is, which you have learned in your previous classes. Done? So pi equals to 22/7 and area of a circle is given by pi r square. Now how to find the volume of a cylinder, right? So the volume formula of a cylinder comes from its area first, right? In the case of a rectangle, you multiplied side times side. In the case of a square, you multiplied side times side and then multiplied it to height. In the case of a rectangle also, you multiply length times width and then multiplied it to height. Here also, if I have to find the volume of a cylinder, which looks like this, right? Excuse me for my very weak drawing skills, but this is how a cylinder looks like. So now if I have to find the volume of the cylinder, right, I need to understand the base shape or the face of the cylinder is a circle, right? So first know the area of a circle. Area of a circle is given by, I already mentioned there, it is pi r square or pi r power 2. What else does this have? It has a height, right? A circle, if it is increased or the height goes up, then you have a height. So the volume of a cylinder is given by pi r square, which is the area of the circle multiplied to its height. Easy again. So the volume of a cylinder is pi r square h. This is something you need to now understand, and then later you need to keep this in your mind when you are applying, right? So let me take a simple question over here. I'll give a question like this. What is the volume of a cylinder? Find the volume of a cylinder. Okay, if I ask you to find the volume of a cylinder, then what things do you need to have, right? See, first thing, you need to have a pi, but pi is very good. It already has a value, it's a constant value, which is 22/7, right? And what do you need to have? You need to have r. R is what? R is radius of the circle. Which circle? The circle that you have at the bottom and the top. This circle, it is the same circle obviously. So this circle will have a radius, right? You know, radius is the distance from the center of the circle towards to any of the points on the circumference. So you need to have this value r, which is radius, and you also need to have the height. So you need to have two things. One is r and the second one is height. If two things are given pertaining to a cylinder, then you can always find the volume of the cylinder easily using the formula pi r square h, right? So this is your understanding for this week. I'll give you 5 questions related to this particular finding the volume of a cylinder. So apply the formula, along with that understand, and more than all these things, I ask you to go through the links of the videos given below, so that you will have a better understanding of area of a circle.